Warning. The following stream contains references to graphic violence, sexual themes, and coarse language, and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi, everybody. Hey. How you doing? This is Drew from the past, here to tell you welcome to the channel. It's been 2 weeks. We missed you so much. Mwah. This is Crimson Conquest Secrets of the Bloodright Bastion with the beautiful cast. Look at them. We are down one, who will be here in a little bit. So don't you fucking worry about it. All right? Don't I see you worrying. Don't do it.
That's me worried.
Stop it. Stop it.
Drew, call him up by name. Don't be afraid. By name.
I see you, Bobbly Boop. 6274.
Some random guy, Bobbly Boop 6274, just got a chill up their spine. It's just like,
I see you.
I haven't logged on the internet in years since I made a really weird username. Why do I feel like I'm being observed?
Do we have anything to chill today? Because I do.
Hey, if you got something to show, go for it, bud.
I'm gonna go for it. Next Tuesday, March 19th. Don't miss out, as Jen is starting her campaign. Woo! Go check it out. It is a wonderful Elysian Odyssey campaign. All of the characters are dead, and they got back to life, and now they've got to compete in games. So make sure you check it out, because it's a lot of fun and not crazy at all. It's great. You should check it. I don't know what time it's starting. I'll probably figure that out and then do a little edit over top. Elysian Odyssey starts at this time.
There's not gonna be an edit. The edit is now. No, still no edit. Sorry.
Where the hell was that music coming from?
The time's just gonna spiral by the screen. No one's gonna be able to read it. It's gonna be great. Because I know editing that well. Anything else we have to shill? Anything great and wonderful? No. All right, everybody, except for Jakey, roll for recap.
I'm gonna roll anyway, just because it's funny to be able to say that I don't. Oh, it's 16. So I'm fine.
I got an 18.
I also got an 18.
I got a 19.
Uh-oh. A 3!
A 3!
Okay, thank God, because for a second there I was like, did the 16, like I just had to pass it off, but good God.
So yeah, Ian, it's all you again, I think.
I don't remember the last time I've done this, but it was recent enough.
Yeah.
So crazy thing bit. While you were asleep here, you like fell asleep right at the most perfect time. Let's see. I take out my notebook. Let's see what's going on. As you can see, we are currently now in some place in a Underdark. Where last you saw, we were around those weird towers. We came down and we saw everyone being all sentimental. But from there, you fell asleep for a little bit of time. The rest of the group, all of us, we were walking towards one of the towers, and we found this big stone structure. Strangely enough, we decided we wanted to go inside of it, which, pros and cons. Weirdly enough, there was some scary things in there. Things that we actually didn't... It wasn't that scary to us, but the fear was happening before we experienced it. Goodness, you would have had a blast. So, we get down into this big stone structure thing. There's this door. It has these purple... it looks like a... what is it called? It's a magical filament for lighting. LED. Magic runes on this doorway. We managed to get the door open through magical means, and inside were these 4 statues, massive statues. I'm not sure if they were exactly north, south, east, west, but think of it like that for this one room. All of these statues, really big crowns on, well, not big crowns, all had some crowns and some get-ups and swords and all that in their hands. We did a puzzle It was the weirdest thing. People are deciding to make these fun little these little glyphs and runes from a certain spot. There's a whole bunch of lore surrounding um, the Elf King that is the real one that exists. There was Riz, Artog, and Theris and all that. We managed to solve this puzzle, flip a sword over, and then solve it again, and then went into another room where we solved another puzzle. I did this funny thing where I actually laid down in between a wall that wasn't real, got lifted up, and then I got pulled and I fell to the ground. Once we went through there, though, we found this big hole, a massive, massive hole. Well, it was more so massive because it was kind of deep. It was a hole. We found a hole, and we all went in a hole. Inside this hole was a misty area, crazy hard to navigate. Underneath this hole, there's like a big cavern underneath this hole. Inside the hole, it's cavernous, hard to find your way around. So we're walking around for hours and hours and hours until finally, sorry, I looked over my shoulder and I thought I saw Bit trying to throw a rock at Jonathan the Kobold. So, we make our way out of the forest after hours of just walking. We were all tied together. The rope was saved, and we are now walking around in this foresty area where, as you can hear, actually, hold on, let me just really quick. As you can kind of hear, it's very kind of echoey, and you can kind of see your sound bounce back and forth. And so, we just gotta make sure we're being a little bit quiet, I think. But I was being a little bit louder than I should have been just a moment ago. Yeah, we're underneath. You should check on Astrofel at some point too, because am I saying this with bit in like the Bjorn and Astrofel, just like uncomfortable being under here?
What part of "Hey guys, I'm awake" made you think that I wanted to hear all of that at once? Good God!
Why would you not?
Busy.
If it's any consolation, I just realized all the cameras were mixed up, and I'm gonna keep it that way. And
Who do I get to be?
I think you here. I'll chat. Let's look. Who was Jakey? You were still Bit, but V, you were Morgrid, and that's the only change apparently. So.
Hang on, wait. I've got to be Morgrid.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back. Oh wow.
Mommy, you're here.
Strong dummy mommy. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
In the words of Morgrid, never call me that again.
So that's an inspiration for you, Ian. I will give another inspiration to anyone who can tell me what the trees look like in this area of the Underdark.
I know this. Can I claim it before anyone else does?
You got your finger up.
Oh, they're rusty. They look like metal. They look like iron, like rusted. It's crazy.
Nice.
Very, very, very thematic to this cool little forest next to all this wet, moist mist.
Yeah, there's another inspiration for you. And speaking of inspirations, last time over on Crimson Conquest, we had
That was the most oh wait, the gross guy's not on the show anymore, so I could say Rick and Morty last time at Secrets of the Morty, we're going on a 5-minute little D&D adventure.
same vibe. Astrofel, you got 2. Ryesh, you got 3. Morgrid got 3. Maeve got 2. I somehow got 2. Jonathan the Kobold also got 2. Oh no, and the Noise Gate got 1.
Bop, bop, bop.
Does that mean I just cut audio now and we just go from here? What do we do?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll figure something out. It'll be great. All right. But yeah, you all find yourself in the Twilight Zone of the Upper Dark. So the Upper Dark itself is 0 to 3 miles in depth. You have moved through caverns and through the Dari Mist and found yourself outside the city of Okel. As you crest up over a small mound of rocks, beyond that, you can start to see this rather sizable city in this very large open cavern. There is a large building set directly in the middle of a lake. You can see a long bridge that crosses from buildings to buildings across the lake, almost like a little network of little, I don't know, spider web like looking material. The buildings themselves seem to have been made from this rusted ironwood trees, as moss coats all of the stalactites, stalagmites, and everything in between. But this is what you see.
Are we like the trees around us? Is there one close enough that like we can like Bit could like wander up to just to give a little look-see, give a little
Absolutely.
peek?
Yeah.
Cool. Yep. Bit's gonna do the like squirm out of the Bjorn, but it takes a bit. It takes a bit. Heh.
I could just let you down, darling.
No, I can do it myself. I'm independent.
Okay.
And then he does a thing where he thinks he's out, but his ankles are still in, and he flips upside down.
Can you let me out of the Beyond, please?
Absolutely.
I feel like it's just head. Just immediately face first on the ground and just and then gets up. It's gonna walk up to one of those trees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and like break off a branch. You said it looks like metal, like trying to break off a branch.
Yeah.
Like, is it?
So to give a better example, the bark itself is very oak-like in texture. However, the bark itself is this rusted iron looking material. Some of it is jagged. Some of it has like almost like a domed quality to it. There's little botryoidal pieces growing on the trees as well. But
does it feel, if trying to break off a branch or pull some bark, does it feel like it is actually metallic in nature, or does it feel more wooden?
Yeah, as you go to touch this bark bit, you have the physical strength. If you wanted to break a piece of bark off, you could. And in fact, as you move your fingers along, you almost cut yourself on a sharp little piece, but you get your finger behind the piece of bark and pull it off. As you do, there is this pristine looking iron behind it as more bark forms. Taking a better look at this, you're not necessarily sure if the trees were ever alive to begin with, or if they're some kind of amalgamation of iron pillars that have somehow formed into the shape of trees.
Metal.
Make sure you have you had your tetanus shot, you know?
Oh yes, I mean, look at me. I got like a bat-looking face. I've got all my shots. Rabies, everything.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Except for tequila. I'm not allowed that one, apparently.
Oh, you can have that one anytime you want.
Oh, okay.
Don't encourage him.
Well, you want me to be discouraged?
It's a bad habit.
Not if it's every now and then.
You got me there.
All things in moderation, dear.
Yes. Thank you.
I guess I've been learning about nature and stuff, but I'm not exactly I want to call myself the tallest tree in the smart grove. Yeah. What is this?
Bit just kind of like turning the metal plate back and forth.
Like, I know it's metal, but like, can trees grow metal? Did I miss that part of druid training?
Is this something that Maeve would know about?
I was going to say, Maeve, roll me a history. Being the only person who's been to the Underdark before.
Add a D4.
It's a 9. Oh, add a D4? I can do
Yeah.
that.
Guidons.
And given my
It's a 10.
family background, being of a natural disposition, would it be okay if I rolled?
Yeah, I would say that as well. That makes sense.
History, yeah.
History.
15.
Between the two of you averaged out, you both have a knowledge of that these may be called trees. However, they are just more or less left over from iron-rich waters that drip from the ceilings and form these stalagmites of iron that eventually start to unfurl out at the top. So what look like sharp leaves are actually just iron sheets.
Can I give the DM inspo? Because that is just cool. That's just like, I'm sitting there like, it's the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool moment where he's like, no, that's cool. That's a good one.
I'll take it.
I had it completely backwards. I thought they were just really cool looking trees. No,
Yeah.
it's really cool looking natural fucking sculptures. This is sick.
That's just, it's art! Man, if only there's a Warforge, I could eat one of these. Rock. Anyway,
As you look back over the ledge overlooking the city, you can see people moving about. It's quite a large city. You can see deep Roth that are pulling small caravans. You can see other animals that you may not have ever seen before that originate down in the Underdark. The lake itself is a nice, rich, like teal almost, that quickly fades into black the deeper it goes. The lighting in here obviously isn't great. Most of these buildings are being lit by torchlight, or in select areas it seems to be arcane in nature where the light is coming from.
it kind of like looks at everybody holding the big piece of metal.
Should we go to the town? Should we?
We should go to the town, and you should make sure that we're gonna make sure we pay attention to all the animals in here. You never know when they might come in handy.
Okay.
So Drew, I need to know what these animals are so I can turn into them.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds.
I think actually. Let's see.
Okay, so you would, if it is within, what CR level can you go up to? It's at least a quarter, right? Being level
Yes.
6. Then you could turn into a deep Roth. It is spelled R-O-T-H-E with an accent on top. That should be able to be available to you. Occasionally you see bats flying over top. Some other interesting animals. They almost look like very large mosquitoes almost. Other things like, I don't know, there's giant lizards crawling up along the columns of this cavern. You'd see things like little sturges flying and flittering around, and some, other beasts that I can always DM you.
But sure, you're DMing for all of us.
Whoa. Whoa. Too much. But yeah, so this is what you see off in the distance behind this city. You can see small waterfalls falling into something that lies beyond the city on the opposite side.
It's a very pretty city.
It does give that vibe. In fact, Maeve and Astrofel with those histories as well. Maeve, you've been through this city before. Astrofel, you've heard stories about this. This is one of the main trading hubs in the Twilight Zone. So this is a type of city that trades with the above world and the Underdark beneath. All manner of things get traded through here, be it, gemstones, creatures, there's a black market here, so unfavorable things get traded through the city. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, I say let's go.
Okay.
I'm on board.
So the main goal of the party was to venture further into the Underdark, correct?
Yes.
Essentially.
Okay.
Mhm.
As you
They're
make
supposed to. Yep. Yes.
perfect.
Sorry.
As you make your way climbing down the rocks, you find yourself at one of these wooden bridges that crosses over this lake. People walk by you. No one seems to be paying anyone any mind. You don't look out of place.
Are they acknowledging us in any means?
Occasionally, you might have someone glance up from walking to look at one of you in the face, and as they do, there's no shock value. There's just an acknowledgement, maybe a head nod, and they continue on their way.
Can we get any information about their disposition? If it just seems like these people are used to seeing strangers, oddities, weird things like that in general?
Go ahead and roll an insight, and anyone can roll this as well.
Not great. 13 total.
13? Okay.
14.
9.
14, 9. And after Ren's done dying, did we roll?
What? 20, 22.
22! For the three of you and Morgrid, can't really pick up what the vibe is of these people. However, Astrophel, you've seen these faces before in a metaphorical way. These are people who have seen some shit, they've lived it, and this is their day-to-day life.
Oh, we should fit right in then.
Essentially,
Whether that's good or bad.
Is it because we're weirdos?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
you
I like that.
kind of get the vibe as long as you don't cause trouble, there won't be no trouble.
Don't start none, won't be none.
That's right.
What if I really like starting trouble?
What
Like
if you
really,
get-
really.
So you guys just see like Maeve sort of like salivating a bit. You recognize the slight glint in her eye as all of these people are, as we're walking through the town.
You know what? I'm gonna roll a perception for Jonathan the Kobold with a natural 19 plus whatever numbers he gets as Rias.
Yes.
Jonathan the Kobold scatters up to you and slaps a Bloodwell vial in your hand. Says, "Hey, I think she might need this."
I nod, and I shuffle over to Maeve. Hand on shoulder. Well, hand on. Maeve.
I give Rias a boost.
I'm just standing on your shoulders at this point, and I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Maeve, now's not the time to look hungry at people. We should do that more in private. And I go to drop my hand from your shoulder and put it back on with something in my hand. There's something in my hand you're gonna want to utilize. It's a very treasured secret for us. I
Well, like,
think
aren't-
you know what it is.
Aren't there like alleyways? Because it's a city, like there's alleys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
There's
like, what if-
alleyways.
what if-
There's small little alcoves.
Yeah, like what if we just take one and into the alley? Like nobody will see, nobody will notice.
We can be strategic about that, but not at the moment. I think we need to figure out more about what the fuck this city is.
Maeve is gonna lick his hand that's right on my shoulder.
It tastes like dirt, kobold, and like gross burn magic. I've been 'cause
Maeve
I've
doesn't
been
care, it's
teaching-
flesh.
I've been teaching Jonathan the Kobold things about artificerness, artificiosity,
Artificiosity.
but there's some bad chemicals. It's like licking Windex off of like a steak.
Okay, well, I imagine the first lick licks it off. She's gonna do it again.
I look at my hands, prestidigitation, take this.
I'll take it, and I'll drink it.
As you are all moving around, you notice that the population here consists more of lineages you have not seen before. There are a lot more drow down here. There are a lot more dwarves. Occasionally you may see a wood elf, lizard folk, occasionally human, but for the most part, you don't see any high elves. You don't see any lineages that, hold any sway in the above world.
Very strange. Well, not so strange. We're in a not normal area, and there's not very... I'm gonna stop using the word normal, because I don't think there's really much of that we know. Does anybody want to try to find... Well, what do we want to do?
Well, so I know we're trying to get to, further into the Underdark, but we had to leave the Moonforge before we were able to actually, buy anything. So maybe if there's anything that we need or want, we can check, because, this place has all kinds of stuff here.
Shops might be fun.
I don't know if there's anything in particular that anybody wants.
I'm always looking for new magics.
I mean, if there's somewhere I can get rid of this, because I've been carrying it the whole time.
It's like Bit just indicates the massive tendril that they have as like it keeps shaping, like every time like someone looks away from Bit, it's a different shape. Like right now it's like a ducky tube, but with a tentacle for a head. Earlier it was like a little sash. It was a backpack at one point, a parachute. It just keeps wearing this massive tendril in different ways.
Is
Wearing
it
it like Britney Spears.
Is it like decomposing at all yet?
The tentacle?
If it has been, I'm trying to use Druidcraft to stop any like decomposition whatsoever to keep it preserved as possible.
So when you use your Druidcraft, are you using like fungal spores? Are you using what does it look like when you're trying to preserve this?
I think yeah, like Bit is I think like alongside Maeve like learning about like land and the moon and whatnot and that connection, I think Bit as they started to is learning like lots like of like emanating like spores and things like that, like more so of like the death side specifically of like the natural cycle. So yeah, I think it'd be lots of if negative moss starts to or mold or whatnot starts to like decompose at it, Bit makes like a mushroom or fungi type that would like consume that and be able to like almost like barnacles covering the bottom of it.
Yeah, with that, I will absolutely allow you to keep the liveliness of this tentacle going. That sounds really cool. As you're all discussing what you want to do and where you want to go, you're nearing the inside of the bridge, and for the first time for most of you, I believe, you see an individual standing in front of you. They have this like ruffled sleeved shirt on with a maroon vest, but looking at the actual person, it doesn't really look like a person. In fact, it looks like a bunch of fungus that has somehow made its way into an outfit. You see these beautiful, like, vibrant neon blue little petals that move off. Here in front of you, you see a small cloud of spores that move around this individual as you approach closer.
Whoa. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
He walks forward.
Would Rise have any knowledge of? I'm assuming this is some sort of myconid.
Mm-hmm.
would Rias have any knowledge of the existence of myconids at this point? Because I'm not sure if that's a big thing in the Fae. I don't think would have ever seen it up.
In the Fae, it's a different like subspecies of myconid. However, you would be familiar with the fungus folk.
Oh, they're
Fun guys.
fun people to be around.
Goddamn. You do see a few piercings embedded in some of these little fungal flaps on top. Very interesting looking individual stands before you. As they begin to approach, the fungal spores around start to move in your direction. The only person, or people I should say, that need to breathe are Bit, Jonathan the Kobold, and Mip. As you three breathe in these spores, I will let the others choose if you breathe or not, as you don't need to.
It breathes in, but after a second goes.
Oh God.
Bit, inside your head, you would hear, "So sorry." Oh.
So sorry about that. My voice, it echoes.
God?
No, it is me. Hello.
You see the hand
Hi, me.
on the chest.
My name
It's
is
nice to meet you, me.
Thalrix.
Jonathan the
Gesundheit.
Kobold, Jonathan the Kobold and Mip are equally looking around, just as confused. Morgred, stops T-posing and comes to life.
Oh,
Guys, I hear God in my head.
I
God's
lost
name
the sight of him.
is so something. God, what's your name again?
It says this out loud.
It is Thalrix.
His name's Rick.
That's not what I said.
I think there's just a very deep sigh from Astrophel, and in doing so, I inhale the spores.
Astrophel, you would begin also hearing this voice, and the last thing it says is, "That's not what I said."
My apologies for my... Oh, hello, Jonathan the Kobold.
Hi. I am a little freaked out at the moment.
My apologies for my companions. They are often a little confused by things that they cannot visually connect with.
This is quite alright. I would like to introduce myself. Hello, I am Thalrix Fungal Mantle. I am the supervisor of trade within the city.
It is an honor to meet you, Thalrix.
Oh. Rias, that guy's God.
I don't know who you're. Oh, I need to breathe. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot.
Why is everyone?
Maeve is also gonna take a breath.
Oh my sinuses.
As
Oh my sinuses.
as the rest of you take that breath in, it's all of you who have inhaled this fungal spore. It smells earthy, almost like petrichor, not very much like moldy in the way, but it does have this like almost kind of sweeten. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, absolutely. The last thing Maeve and Rias you would have heard is supervisor of trades within the city.
Oh, fantastic. You're. Oh wow. I excuse my sudden fascination. I was thinking back of my home where fungal folk are also, ever present, but different areas, different planes, different fungi. Ultimately, very, very cool. And he starts taking notes in a little booklet he takes out of his pouch. Oh.
Are there particular governances or traditions that we must abide by whilst within the city?
If you are to make trades, it is to be made out in the open. And if you have trades to barter with the above world, you must see our Elara. And if you have trades to make with underneath, you speak to Vizala. Other
What
than
can I
that,
get for this?
You see he takes out this small little like monocle to look through his one eye as he takes a better look at this tentacle laid before him. He's overlooking it and seeing it.
what would you like to barter for it? We can do monetary, or we could do something else.
What do you mean by something else?
Is there something you are looking for? Something that only I could find for you?
I never thought God would ask me that.
Bit stands there with his hands on his hips, and he does the dad who's lost at the side by a side of a car who didn't ask for directions stance. He's looking down at his Birkenstocks, you know, just like, damn, I didn't have a follow up. Could I like insight or something like, I'm speaking telepathically, but is the way they're reacting, is this something that they're like actually interested in? Are they humoring bit, or is this like something they're like, holy shit, this is worth a lot? Like, his buddy seems chill. If he's saying like do trade out in the open, I'm of the assumption that they're chill, but they might not. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight for that.
Horrible. Wait. Ta-da. 15.
With a 15, the vocal inflections that you're getting inside your head, the mannerisms of Thalrix himself aren't really changing. The vocal inflections wouldn't lead you to think that this is something extraordinary that he's just discovered or anything, but also he seems genuine when he asks, so it's not really like trying to appease you. It's
Why not let's start monetary, because that's where I'm best. Toss me an offer. Interest me.
He leans on the tentacle that's like in like a big coil.
Well, due to its condition, I see you've been attempting to keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I offer you 65 gold.
It goes from
Have you seen one of these before?
I mean, you can find tentacles all throughout the Underdark. I have not seen one particularly like this before.
This one takes souls.
with this, with your insight bit, you would notice there is a small like twitch when you say these words.
This is... I could probably up this to maybe 175.
Well, while I'm in town, I like learning about things, so I'll learn about it and then I'll come back to you, okay?
This sounds like a deal.
Does he seem a little bothered by me saying I'm gonna go do my own research?
A touch.
Cool, he was lowballing me. Okay. Noted. Yeah. Bit's just gonna like kind of wrap it around his waist, or his thing.
For going it, so you're like the overseer of trade and stuff. Would you be able to tell us where like good places to go are for buying stuff, finding things, or are you like a
Liaison?
Astrophel.
That
Liaison.
word. Yes, lazy river.
Actually, you caught me here today. I'm waiting on a shipment coming in from the Underdark, but if you are looking to make trades, there are businesses all throughout. What is it you are all looking for?
Its head
Well-
like rotates. He stays like stationary where he is, but his head just turns. Looks at
We'll know
everybody.
it when we see it.
And I'm always looking for a few things like, new spell scrolls, certain crystals that may or may not have relevance to the moons, those type of fun things.
Very well. If you are looking for these things, you will find the shops. They are self-explanatory in their titles. Most of the people here deal in barter rather than monetary trade. Just keep that in mind. If you must excuse me, please.
Looking behind you, you see a small caravan coming in, being led by two Deep Roth.
While Bit walks into the city, I think Bit. I'm just gonna roll to see who Bit's walking by right now. Bit looks to Margaret and says,
They deal in bartering. It's a good thing we have two perfectly good kobolds with us, huh?
That's not where my mind went immediately.
Neither
do you
Jonathan the
mean?
Kobold or Mip heard this conversation.
Yeah, it's a good thing they can't hear us.
What do you mean? We've been trying to get rid of them since we started, right?
Have we?
No, we've been taking care of them.
What?
They've come in handy a couple of times. They've been pretty helpful to our case.
It's literally their fault that we managed to find our way here. Because if they hadn't been at the ruins, and I wouldn't have found the tunnel, and we wouldn't have
Maybe we can stick with trading goods instead of, people.
I personally don't have many actual goods though on my end. I just realized it's gonna be a
Bit's just staring daggers above them. Continue.
I step in front of the kobolds, and anytime like you move your head, I go.
What are we talking
Well,
about?
There are people here who trade in coin. Perhaps, if there is something in particular that takes your fancy, we can buy something to trade with.
Ooh.
It makes
That's
so
smart.
much sense. Oh,
Also, the guy was lying when he said this wasn't valuable. I think he liked this. So if we can trade this for something, if there's something you want, if you want fancy books or you guys want anything really. I've been carrying around. I don't think I have any use for it. I thought it was just gonna be a funny thing to do, and I realized after a while it wasn't as funny when I had to take care of it.
Well, I can also turn into a giant tentacle if you ever want to play with one.
Oh, that's terrifying. Cool.
A shit toy. Wonder how much a potion of healing goes for down here.
Can vampires
Does
drink
anybody know?
potions?
I don't think it's really worth anything to us, so that's why I was thinking that could be something I could barter with.
I mean, depends on the eating habits of the vampire. I imagine I could still manage a potion, but
Also, what did good old daddy old guy leave me the past couple of weeks?
Nothing.
He can't get it.
Oh, he can't get it to the Underdark. Dang it.
this is
that's really
it's-
all I have
yeah,
I can give up.
it's the whole he can't reach you here thing.
Yeah. That is coming back to me now.
I am sure he'll probably stockpile and give you something awesome.
We'll see about that.
Well, no, we need to keep track of the week, so whenever we go up to the main, surface level again, we can count the presents.
This is
Sure,
true.
he stuck to his word.
We
Important.
should record this because he might forget how many weeks have gone by.
And then we can take him to court again.
Objection, Your Honor, sustained.
That is how court works.
Don't tell me what to do.
Ben walks away. Once again, reminding with the little meta moose here. Hey, what's up, listeners? I, Jakey, love the kobolds so much. But there's only room for one silly little guy in these parts.
As you walk through the city, there are multi-tiered systems where it looks like it's been man-made in these cuttings in the walls, where it's almost like a step system, where there are buildings closer towards the bottom of the lake as they move further up. A city this size, I would compare it to maybe Winkle or an area like that, where it's on the smaller side of a city. Just slightly larger than a town. But as you move through, you can see there are taverns. There are other like small, when I say small, I mean small forges. You can also see occasionally some boards moving on there. Who speaks Undercommon?
Dave.
All right. Many of these signs and posts are written in Undercommon. I can give an example of what this looks like later with the good old fonts I made. But for the meantime, Maeve, you're the only one in the group who can understand a lot of these signs. And it's very similar to what I had just mentioned. You can see from looking in windows and other things that majority are places to eat, places to do trade. You come across a large building. This one says Market Center in Undercommon. And as you take a closer look, there are no actual like glass in the windows. They are just open windows that have shutters. Taking a better look, it's very open on the inside. And in the center, there seems to be this like podium and then an open space around it with a bunch of stalls that go around this center podium.
So, question.
Mhm.
Do any of the signs, like maybe not like in the main area probably, but maybe like around like the outer edges, do any of them say like lead to a shop or anything of like funny questionable goods?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I just kind of I want to I just want to like send them like Rias into a shop and ask for something, and then like just be surrounded by like ridiculous uncomfy things.
Is there a place that's just called the Dank Herb? In
The
Undercommon, though?
Well, Maeve would want to go there.
It's a chef's It's a chef's place. Oh my goodness, there's thyme. There's There's very expensive saffron.
These herbs are very dank.
Taking a look
Wow.
around, you have not seen one yet, but if it exists, it's going to exist here in the city somewhere.
Okay, well, I'm keeping an eye out for that, but I will help point them. I'll read the signs as we're going, as needed,
Yeah, one of them describes a scribe center. Another describes a wandwright system. There's an alchemist store, a weaponsmith, armorer, and then general trade.
Quick question.
Mhm.
You mentioned sturge and bats. Are either of those flying around or nearby?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to take a little piece of one of the pomegranates, try and hold because it's fruit, but it is also like iron-esque like blood and stuff. And I'm gonna try and get something to come down. Give a little wiggle.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna place it on my head like it, because the thing I'm gonna do following will make more sense why I'm putting it on top of my head.
Let's see. It appears that you get you get 2 sturge that kind of flitter down by the pomegranate.
Amazing. Yeah. So I'm gonna like hold it so one of them can take it just on like head, and then is going to touch them. Because you know in Wind Waker when he puts the little pear on his head and then you can see through the seagull's eyes, I'm gonna use my beast sense as a barbarian. So I'm gonna watch through the sturge's eye and get like a bird's eye view of the city. I just want to see like where they fly around and yeah.
Incredible. For those of you unfamiliar with what a sturge is, imagine a small sparrow-sized flying creature with leathery skin. And these 2 large wings that are tattered with the leather, very long proboscis like a mosquito with small like tufts of fur around its head. Bit, as you're watching through the eyes of this, you actively see the top of your head as it drinks some of this pomegranate juice and then flitters up and away. As it gets higher and higher, you're getting a better vantage point of the city. And it moves towards the southern end. Currently, you're at the more northern end of the city. And as it moves towards the southern end, you begin to see this large maw in the ground, this pit. And you watch as the sturge goes and flutters down into the hole. With your blind, or your dark vision, I should say, you're watching as it continues further and further down until it opens up into another chasm area. This one you see what appears to be like mountains that rise up from the ground, but at the tops of the mountains they meet with the tops of the caverns. You see these hills that lead down as it continues to go. What is the distance you can look through the eyes of this creature?
Not distance, duration. It's 10 whole minutes.
10 whole minutes. As it continues, it flies. You have no sense of direction of where, but if you had to take a guess, more in a northerly direction.
So it flies south and then goes north, like it's almost like doing like a scoop under kind of motion?
Doing like a little scoopy scoop. And as it does, you see these jagged rocks that rise up from the ground. They almost look like giant teeth in a way of stone. And in the center of this, there's a large Blackwater lake. And you see in the center of this Blackwater lake a small mountain that rises up in the middle to create an island. And there seems to be some sort of civilization there as well. As it flutters down and goes through, you can see that this the creatures that are moving around, they're very small, and you get a better look at them. And you start to see they have this short, like gray, spiky hair. Their skin is very muted blue. And a few seem to be screaming at each other as your vision returns back to you.
While Bit was seeing that, not speaking aloud, but using Druidcraft, Bit has some very pulpy paper. And as it goes through, these flower petals appear on it and like bleed into the paper to make like these ink areas, and like the map sort of like paints. And then when it's like another page, like Bit like flips over, and yeah, just makes like some drawings of these things using this very like handmade paper Bit's been making, so he can color and draw more, and then natural ingredients, and then just goes,
That's what the bird bat saw. Bird bat bug?
The 3B?
Babies.
If everyone can you roll me perceptions
I can perceive.
as
I'm gonna
we
cast
move through
guidance
this
on Maeve.
environment?
I didn't need it.
oh
but I
well,
appreciate you.
can I do it anyway because it's funny?
Yeah, okay. So that's a 31.
I thought my 22 was cool.
I thought my 17 was fine.
An 11, and Morgred,
Just
what did you get?
fine.
A 14.
14. With the combined perceptions from everyone and everyone's passives as well, since yours would be a 16 Morgred, you begin to hear conversations between different people. One, you see hear a wood elf conversing with a dwarf, and she's just standing there saying, I never thought I'd find myself 2.7 miles under the earth. Like, I thrive in trees. Like, why am I even here? And then you start hearing other conversations of, well, my goal, as you see this little old man, he says, my goal's to make it all the way over to the great Undulian ruins. I hear there's secrets out there, and I'm gonna find them. And the person with him is just saying, he's like, there's nothing out there. What the fuck are you going on about? Like, people have investigated that area more than anything. You're not gonna find shit. He's like, oh, I'm gonna find them. You hear other people, one more in these like almost wizardy looking robes, speaking about the silent library of the shadowed, and they're gonna figure out how to get out there because there's lore that they want to learn and deep secrets. You hear another person talking about the awe of Elendor. There we go. Which it's these two dwarves talking, and they speak about how great that city is in the upper dark, the Twilight Zone. A lot of different conversations about how these people want to go and see these areas of the different layers of the Underdark.
I like to think some of them has exclamation points above their head, you know?
I'm an important NPC. You should talk to me.
Where are we currently? We're headed to that little market area with the circle thing and all the little tables surrounding it, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. While we're wandering,
So, what? Man, I guess that's just my question on its own. I've never been farther than, like, you know, the Bastion. This town's by the Bastion. What's an Underdark? Like, I get we're underground. Is it just underground and it's dark? Is that what the vibe is?
That's what it feels like.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. Neat.
That's kind of the vibe for most planes. Like, material plane, things are made of materials. The Feywild, it's wild and there's Fey. I think the Shadow Fell is those who have been felled to the shadows. And I think it might be actually just more coincidence in that regard, actually, more than I think of it. But Underdark sounds like it's made by or named by those from the upper areas rather than those within. Maybe it's just been adopted, but I think I don't have too much info on it though.
Maybe
You
the
don't-
locals, it's just called the Dark.
Or the
I don't know much about the area, but my assumption is that, as with most places that are different to the topsiders, I suppose, there is probably a level of community and understanding here that we will never be able to scratch the surface of.
The kobolds have a really fun origin story for the Underdark.
ooh.
And it was learned from other cultures, but from what we were told when we were just little ones, is that the great god Salishar was slumbering under the mountain, and he crawled his way through and created the different levels of the Underdark. And he scratched and clawed and moved through the earth. And what he left in his wake is this.
This giant cavern?
Not just in general, the entirety of the Underdark. He crawls through, he scratches, he says, "Oh, rocks, get out of the way."
Where did all the rocks go? That
Maybe
he's moving out the way.
he ate them, probably. I don't know. This is what
Do
happens.
you eat rocks?
No. But it is an elemental god, I suppose they could. If you
But
are a
if he
god,
ate
you
all
could
the
eat
rocks.
rocks.
If he ate all the rocks, why did he shit them out?
Do gods shit?
Everybody shits, dear.
Everybody
Sure, I had that book
does.
back at the Bastion.
I love the title of the book. Everybody shits, dear.
I would like to read this book.
You're not gonna. It's mine.
Bit walks away.
I do have a book. It's a very good one. I've actually been trying to make copies of it. It's called The Gorax. If you would like to...
Oh,
I do not have that book.
Also, because Jakey was so interested in hearing their creation story thing, I was like, man, out the gate when they're like, kobolds have this story, I was like, Bit's not gonna say it, but Bit really wants to be like, cool. But I was like, no. But I, as a player, I want to hear this.
I could see your face. I could just see this this internal struggle.
I was the vain kid meme for a second there, you know.
upon entering into this market area, you see different stalls, all of them labeled in Undercommon, but it's pretty easy to see what they're offering. You see some that have scrolls on the table. You see some that have weapons, armors, gemstones. If you can think about it, it's probably here.
Is there like a stall that looks like I guess like sorry, you said it's probably here. Could Bit clock something that looks like it is a like either apothecary or like animal like pelts goods and stuff?
Yeah, as you take a better look around, you'd come across there's one stall in particular that has like fur from deep Roth. You see some leathers from giant lizards or snakes. They have some interesting like giant spider limbs that hang off on the side. Lots of different Underdark creatures. As you take a better look at the person sitting there, it's this rather large orcish figure. He sits there. He has this nice like kind of fur off on the side on the shoulder. Only one tusk on the side. And you see, taking a look, very scarred up face as well.
Hello, fellow bottom. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry, what?
Topsiders? We're bottoms.
Oh,
Unders?
never thought of that way, but oh, hey, welcome. I've got furs and meats and trades. What you want?
I'm gonna put my hand on Bit's head and just like shove it down for a second and just be like, I am so sorry for my friend. He's still learning everything ever.
That's fair. That's fine. I see all kinds of random things here. What can I be helping y'all with?
Bit pops back
Yeah.
up.
So do you deal just in like furs and meats and stuff, or do you deal in like gold items, things like that?
Yeah, occasionally we get topsiders come down here, and all they have is gold. So yeah, I do some gold.
Bit unwraps, places it on the counter.
What can I get for this?
Kind of flicks things like, well, if you're trying to get any meat from that, it doesn't look any good. It looks spoiled.
No, I want to sell it to somebody.
You'd be lucky to probably get maybe 60. Kind of like flicks the tentacle a little bit, and where he flicks it, just like the skin kind of ruptures a little bit.
Bit's gonna kind of give him like a little pat on the hand, and that druidic magic's gonna go. I'm gonna cast guidance on them and say like,
What if this was a call from a creature that took and ate souls?
Telling me this is from a beholder?
Beholders eat souls?
I don't know. They might.
No, it was more like a big ball of tendrils.
He stops and looks at it for a moment. He's like, "Now I don't deal with no illithid shit here."
No, it's not an illithid either. It's like so there was a hole in the ground, okay? There's a hole, and then underneath that was like a little thing. It was going like ah. It's like that, you know, like lots of like tendrils and stuff, and it was like eating souls, like it was really big. Like think this, but really big,
as he's pointing at the tentacle,
and lots of them.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not exactly sure what that is you got it from, but I don't know. Let's see. With the guidance, he looks at it and he says, "Seem nice enough. I'll offer you 80. I can probably get some leather off of it."
Quick question, my friend. Clearly this is, not exactly, natural in origin. Could you point us towards someone who might have more use of something a little occult or magical?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you could hit up the alchemist over there. I'm sure some wizard over there, the one with the scrolls, probably be interested in something like that. And I'm sure that he takes a look around. And he's like, "Doesn't look like the necromancer's in today, but I don't know. Yeah, come back maybe tomorrow or the next day. You should be back."
Much obliged. I will. Oh, okay. I was gonna
Bit just like wraps the tendril, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna gingerly pick it up, but if I don't have to touch it, fabulous.
But yeah, trouble.
I place the big piece of bark,
Keep the change.
and Bit walks away.
Alrighty. He slides it behind the.
As I kind of like turn a bit around and start to head in a different direction, just turn my head out. So sorry, so sorry.
It's all good.
In the distance,
Greetings, fellow bottom.
Jesus Christ.
Wizard or alchemist?
I think Rias heard scrolls and went over to whoever that was. If he pointed in the direction and looked over in the direction, the moment he notices that, he's like, "Don't mind me." And Jamiroquoi's like slides over.
What a specific but very good reference.
Let's see. As you make your way over, there is it's a drow individual, male, obviously white hair, darker skin, kind of sits reclined back into this makeshift chair that he's got. He sees you right and he says, "Hi, how are you?"
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. How are you today?
Well, it's another sunless day in this hellhole, so I'm doing great.
Hey, sometimes having no sun has its benefits, but, you know, it's something I miss dearly myself.
Yeah,
I'm-
I assume you came to my booth. You're excited about scrolls or magic.
Oh, you could say that. Oh, and he starts to, like, stretch like he just woke up and stretches out and taps his staff, puts it on his back, and it's just like, it's like there's a... holds it onto his back somehow, like Velcro or something. But Rias says, I'm actually curious about... There's some spells I've been thinking of, and there's magic items that I'm trying to figure out how to utilize that magic in those items elsewhere. And this sash I have, it's actually a modified sash, allows the wearer, once a 2 and 2, to reduce their size, like in the enlarge reduce spell, but also gives those who are more dexterous.
Yeah, that there's Duergar magics. I see it.
It's almost modifying it to I think Duergars would say bastardize, but I would say exemplarize. Just like how you can, enlarge, reduce with a spell, sash works. And I've heard stories of a spell for similar to how an immovable rod works. Now, do you happen to have? It should be like a 2nd level spell, immovable object.
Well, let me take a look here. I might have something for you. As he moves through this like bucket of paper, he's looking through. You see him like kind of pry open the paper, scrolls a little bit to see what they say on there. Finally, he's like, I got 2.
Now, I am overjoyed. Would you want to... I go to take off the sash. Before I do, would you like to do a trade for this?
For the sash?
Yes. 2nd level spell with added effects, and this item here doesn't use a spell slot. You could use it twice per day, or multiple times, depends on how many times you decide to do a little breather, but...
Alright, you set that on the counter here. Let's take a look at it.
I take it off and it feels like the magic is ripping a band-aid off, being attuned. Lay it flat and watching him as he observes.
You watch as from this little wooden like post above him, you watch these 4 little orbs drop down as they hover around it. You start seeing these little arcane lights that shine and almost scan this item. He takes a better look and he says, yeah, it seems like a fair deal. I'd trade it.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. I am
It's not
so
that
glad.
often you see a Pico down here.
A little
It's-
rascal.
I can't tell if that animal is a full green screen coloring or if it's actually a black cat.
She's actually lime green. We're so blessed to
Completely
have this little gremlin.
Glows in the
Yeah.
dark and everything. It's great.
Hmm
Oh my god, is that Mip?
No.
Mip's caramel every bit.
Oh, Angela, I took out my earbuds. Okay, you're good.
And you're out.
As you're like looking to trade, just to double check, it is the sash that makes you big and small that you're...
Yes, I realized that I have that as a fairy once per rest. Also, just the full spell. Not just makes me smaller, but the full enlarge reduce.
Okay. Because I think like seeing you put that down on the counter to trade, Astrofel's gonna come over looking quite concerned, just like, what are you doing?
Oh, So, I've been thinking, but before we do the full trade, before we like stamp the deal, just a moment, sir. Thank you. So, I have the ability to essentially do what that sash does inherently, and I didn't realize this would be something I would be able to do when I was younger, because not a lot of fairies actually try to grow their strength. They just want to exist, have fun. But me, search of knowledge and living, I found out I could just do it. I could just snap and I can shank back down, or I can get a little bit bigger. And I see I'd be losing a bit of myself in that, though.
Hello, my fellow bottom. What can we get for this?
Is that A tentacle?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So sorry.
It was used to steal souls.
That's rather neat, but as you see, I do scrolls. You should try the alchemist over there.
Shit. What about this ear cuff thing? Because I don't want Rise to lose a piece of himself. Not yet.
Mm.
Do you also, instead of barter, do you use gold as well?
No, I have no use for gold here.
I take off the Fucklucan Andor and put that down.
These are all very well and nice, but that sash there, that is what I have my eyes on.
Well, that's off the table.
As he grabs the 2 scrolls and puts them back in the bucket. I need something of use. I do not play music. I have no need for that tentacle. Or that ear cuff.
Is there anything at the market that you've been looking at that you haven't been able to acquire for any means? I mean, we might be able to even acquire it, and if I can get it for you, whatever it may be, maybe trade a scroll or 2 for that.
Say this is about to be a chain of fetch quest where he's gonna be like, well, I want this from this person. Oh, well, I want this from this person. It's gonna be a go around, and the.
As much as I would love to do that, I also want people to stay tuned and actually watch the stream. As he's like, not particularly. I do apologize. If there's anything else of magical nature that you have that I could siphon that energy from, I might look into that.
I mean, this kind of pats the bando, has plenty of magic in it, but
And what is it that it does?
well, it has the ability to cast several spells, not limited to entangle, fairy, fire, fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from evil and good, shillelagh, and speak with animals.
I'm intrigued. Keep going.
It can do one of those things 8 times a day.
I whisper over, I'm looking just to get a level 2 scroll. This is a bit of overkill.
Rise, darling. Shut up.
For this, I might be able to siphon out the magics out of this. I am a bit more intrigued. Would be more willing to make this deal.
Oh, magic fruit. It's never been seen before.
You set it down. I assume the pomegranate.
Mm-hmm.
He says,
Palm of power.
as interesting as this is, I have no way to magically take anything from this. I, unlike you, am not, well, my apologies, you don't appear to be one, but the rest of your group, I do not possess vampiric capabilities, so this would not do me well.
What? Vampires? What?
The whole fang teeth, the interesting eyes, the pale skin.
Hey, DM,
Uh-huh.
if he wants to see whether I'm a vampire, he's gonna have to roll an insight check at disadvantage. Because that's the tree I went down.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna already say, not for you, not for Bit and Jonathan and that, but Maeve is pretty obvious
Yeah.
with the vampiric. Again, I would think Morgard would be on more of that line too. And maybe Rias?
He's always.
Yeah, so the
So
fangs
there's
are
always
always out.
It's more aesthetic. Now, is the Crimson Amplifier, is that specifically a vampiric magic item? Or is it like it's specifically offered through vampires because it just works well with them, or
It works well with vampires. It could be used by anyone. Doesn't have to be used by a vampire.
seems like we have more than we thought we did.
All right. Yeah, I don't usually pull out these things either. He pulls out this small box and sets on the table a circlet of blasting, the 2 scrolls, and also throws in a spell scroll of etherealness.
Ooh.
This is what I will offer for your bandolier and for that necklace.
Can I, as someone who is well versed in the value of things from my previous trade, can I insight check this motherfucker to see if he's like fucking taking us for a ride?
Absolutely.
Gidas!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna use an inspiration on that roll. Because I really want to fucking nail this guy to the fucking boards. That's... Why do we even bother?
Is it worth? Is this going to be a contested roll, insight versus something of his? Because I can force that to be a 3 if you want, on his side. That's
It is a contested roll if you'd like to.
So I got an 18 total.
okay. I'm gonna make the contested side a 3 just to guarantee you get it. That's one
Okay.
of my 2 3s I rolled for Portland today.
You're a delight, and I appreciate you.
It's very good to know. It's almost to where it would be an even trade. However, his side is lacking just a little bit.
I'm going to just kind of lean forward just a little bit. The shirt button's undone a little. I think you can sweeten that deal just a touch, can't you, dear?
Oh, sweeten. Do you happen to have a level 1 spell? It's simple, like a silvery barbs or something.
Or I can give you a counter offer. How about I take back that scroll of etherealness, and in place of another scroll, which I would have done at another 2nd level, I could offer you this. As he pulls out a robe and sets it on the table. The robe he sets on the table, you see eyes.
Yes, I want that. I want that. I want that.
I have 3 favorite magic items in Dungeons and Dragons, and that is one of them. If that is exactly what I think that is, and there is no way it's not. That is rad.
I will fight you.
Oh no, it's all yours. I just like to see it. Look, if you're wearing that robe though, I'd like my other clothing back because I've currently been just walking around almost reverse Donald Duck in it.
Deal.
This is what I have to offer.
So your full offer is the cool eye robes.
A circlet of blasting and 2 scrolls of immovable object.
Could I replace one of those scrolls? Movable object. Could I switch that with? Would you? No, 2 is fine. Never mind.
Fair enough. Is this a deal?
You have a deal.
Sash.
Maybe's gonna grab that robe. Oh, well, Maybe's gonna take off the Hoster Ducky thing and give it back to, like, just put it on to Bit and then put the robe on. Thanks, Bit.
I want that circlet. That's screaming to me.
This circlet here. Do you know what it does?
I think so.
It blasts.
It blasts fire from
it
my
does.
forehead.
Very well. You
and
know
I
what it
want
does.
that.
It's a scorching ray type of thing. It does the magic spell, right?
It does.
I want that.
I will give you, as he's sliding the bandolier and the other stuff towards him, he says, I will give you one warning about that robe of eyes. Be careful with light around it, lest you be blind.
Okay, thanks.
But light is something you already worry about, being vampires.
Vampires? What?
As Bit sliding over to the alchemist.
Reverse the
Maeve is just
Miracle.
gonna yeah. Maeve is just gonna like look at him and like lick her fangs. You know, there's like.
Decency. Oh. Hey, Astrofel. As we start to walk away, so the only items that he ended up getting, by the way, was the bandolier and the crimson amplifier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maeve. Oh my goodness. Wrong. Maeve, I know you're still licking your teeth. Please. Now, Astrofel.
Yes, Dreamheart.
I may not have a use for this, but seeing it around is still nice. This might be nice for you as well. It's a little something, and it's not flashy, but it's a little inconspicuous and underneath a little coat or anything like that. Would you?
I think I would like to see you wearing it. It makes me feel a lot better when you are more yourself.
Well, shucks. Puts it back on. It's like, oh shit! I want to actually put this under the robes. No, over. I'll figure it out later. He looks like thanks on his face, and he's just walking around like that, like. I'm excited. I'm excited.
We should probably catch up with Bit before he yells.
Hello, fellow bottom.
Never mind. It happened.
As you walk up to the alchemist area,
How can I help you today?
Did it work this time?
I am looking to sell this. Look, so far everyone's looked at me very confused. It's a tentacle that stole souls.
no, so it's eldritch in nature.
Yes, it is.
Huh?
Yes, it is. It spelled scary words and put scary words in my brain.
I don't deal in gold, so I can barter with you.
Delightful.
I
Yes, this
want
is
it.
this
I can flop
Eldritch
it around.
abomination.
As he keeps like interrupting you, Astrofel, he's like, I can flop it around and
this Eldritch abomination blinds me in one eye.
oh, that's terrible. He stops touching it. He's like, I don't know if I want this anymore.
When it was still attached, you'll probably find out.
Okay, I'll still wiggle it then. You just see him wiggling around this tentacle.
But it is
Hey,
clearly
Bit
something of
slides it.
great power.
Hey, whoa. First one's free, but come on.
All right. Fair enough. What would you like, little one? Would you like something to try?
I mean,
I have potions. I have equipment. I've got beakers. You like beakers?
what's a beaker?
They hold liquid. They're quite nice.
It's
I
a
like
fancy,
beakers.
It's a fancy word for glass.
I thought it was a
Ah.
scientist. Like a velvety scientist.
Me. A bit for some reason for the next while he's talking, instead his mouth is flopping like this.
I mean, equipment for my friends would be nice, or if you have something like that has to do with being like tough and scary. Yeah, that'd be fun. Cause like, I mostly want to get stuff for my pals, cause they're cool and they deserve nice things. Also, my friend just took a really cool robe right from in front of me with a bunch of lines on it. And stuff, so I don't know if I want to
rude. Why would anyone do this to a sweet, lovable little tyke like you? Oh, look at those little ears. I just want to wiggle them. I won't. I will respect your babble, but know that I want to. Anyways.
As he says that, Maeve is gonna wiggle his ears.
Yes, just like
Bit's in there getting their ears wiggled. It's like,
Hey, you give us enough good deal
Oh, I can
All
wiggle
yours.
the ears,
to
huh?
wiggle, not to keep my ears. I realize I'm not saying that, but to wiggle them.
That's a shame. I would like to keep them, but I will wiggle those ears. You hear me out. I have good things to tread. Yeah. Pulls out some boxes, moves some stuff around. You see a few potion, like very much like a milk carton container or milk jug crate gets put down with potions. You also see an interesting looking belt that gets placed down, as well as just some generic weapons. Occasionally you might see some crystals like tumble out, and then he sits down. And these, I love these. These are great. These are my monocles. I would trade them for a touch of that ear and the tentacle.
Wait, like everything you just laid out?
No,
Oh, okay.
you can maybe one, maybe I don't know. As random people start moving around in the back, Jonathan the Kobold's like, these seems like good deals.
How about for 3 things?
3 things and you get 5 minutes with the ears.
Oh, 5 whole minutes. I can do unspeakable things.
Bit just like looks at the camera like very Bugs Bunny, like,
Uh-oh.
Are we really trying to? I'm saying this aside to the party. Are we really trying to prostitute out Bit's ears?
They're a hot commodity few can afford.
Bit was trying to sell the kobolds, so I don't feel bad.
He was trying to
He
do
wants to
what?
sell himself.
That's what he was
fine.
trying to do.
Hey, why was he trying to sell us? He saved his life.
Also,
What? Vampire?
Right.
Sorry, I didn't see you guys standing there. I didn't know you could hear me.
I am
So-
always here.
Riot, darling, we don't call it prostitution anymore.
We don't.
It's an outdated term.
Is that
It's companionship. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
okay? Well, I'm either way.
The
I'm
guild
gonna
would
go-
pull. Look, the guild would pull you up on that. That's all I'm saying. Don't worry about it.
Either way, Jonathan the Kobold and Mip and I are gonna go find the food court, and we're gonna stew on this.
Yeah, I want some goat meat.
Yeah, if we're splitting up, I kind of want to go talk to that orc guy. I want to find out what he's got.
Okay, can I have some goat meat?
Yeah, you can have some. How much do you want?
Just a nibble.
Okay.
Okay.
I reach into the portable hole
Yeah.
without, like, not an eye shot of anybody. Like, secret, and I hand him some.
You reach into your hole and pull out some meat.
As
There's lots of meat in there.
the 4 of you move off, Bit, Maeve, and Astrofel stay with this gentleman. He says, "Okay. So what I have to offer, is goggles of object reading. What else do I have? I have this belt here. You like
What
belts?
belt is it?
It's a,
My pants are...
you see him
They
pick
fa-
up.
they
You
fall
see him
sometimes.
pick up the monocles that he's set down to trade, and you see a couple lenses go down. A belt of giant something? I don't know. Starts moving. Strength.
belt of giant. Oh, because is it? This is player asking. Is this him not identifying the giant, or is this he's saying a creature like a giant thing and doesn't know what the creature is? Or do you want me to nature or insight this so that Bit could figure this out?
It seems like he might not be too literate, and the information being given to him through the goggles he's not interpreting entirely correct. Taking a look at it, it appears to have this large belt buckle. And it's got some like strong fucking arms on it, and it's just like, yeah, I'm a belt buckle.
Ooh,
So the-
I love when my belt buckles say that.
So the belt buckle has iconic folk hero Bulk Brogan on it.
Yeah, absolutely. The handlebar mustache and everything.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
epic
Little
battle between him
bandana.
and Randy Savage is where it clicks, actually. Or sorry, Sandy Ravage. My bad. Ooh, it's just them fighting, you know, but you click it together and it looks like a Predator handshake.
Nice.
That's what I got. I also got some potions.
Friend, could I perhaps take a closer look at those monocles, the situation?
It takes it off. They're a little bit grimy and sweaty, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put them on. Oh, look, rainbow colored.
They have purple lenses to them, and look rather cool.
Gosh, this is so as a person, this is my aesthetic, and I'm here for it.
Weirdly enough, it's also like a Méliès aesthetic. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what
Love.
it is.
A real one. Can I look at the belt?
Yeah. Taking a look at the belt, you see these as the lenses move down, you see it scrolls through different languages as you finally hit the one for either celestial or common, whichever you would like it to be interpreted as, and it is a belt of giant strength.
Does it specify which giant?
It is going to be, I believe, stone giant.
Kind of take them off. Just kind of give them a. That's very good. Actually, before I take them off, I'm gonna just glance over the potions and see what we got going on here.
Yeah. You've got You've got a potion of climbing. In there's a potion of fire breath. A potion of greater healing, obviously. Potion of poison. And also a potion of stone giant strength.
Question: potions and elixirs, is that potion permanent or is it like an hour long?
Yeah, it'd be like that, like hour or 10-minute area for the potion.
Okay, now I take them off and kind of go, interesting. And then realize that I've only been seeing that much.
Half the text is just like cut off.
Whoops.
There's
Like
just a
literally,
belt of giant-
like my brain just fucking. Even though I just said I lost my sight my brain just clicked. If I wear glasses, I'm only getting half the use out of them.
And so he said like 3, 4, like for 5 minutes with the ears. Where are we at?
Three items for the tentacle and the 5 minutes of ear time.
I like the belt, and these are cool, the little monocles.
That's gonna like rummage to the potions.
Ash, is there one I should pick?
I mean, they're all interesting. I think maybe I kind of look at the tap the potion of giant strength. That might be a good present for Margaret.
That's true. I think I've given everyone presents but Morgred so far. Oh my god. Am I a bad friend?
Don't be a bad friend.
We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, you don't want to be a bad friend.
Don't
Should
influence
voice
my
change
decisions.
in the past 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yes, and that's
it's
what
gonna-
happened as he smacks his head, like a different accent comes in. He's like, yep.
Yeah, I want this potion. I want this belt. And I want these glasses, monocles, glasses on a chain. For tentacle in your time.
Deal.
Bit just like kind of hops over like a cat and is just like,
Very much. He's standing behind you as he takes his fingers on the backs of your ears and goes flop, 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 flop,
that's how he spends his whole time.
flop, 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 flop.
Look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I have done this to a dog.
I do it to Loki all the
Straight
time.
up.
Just flop.
All the time.
Flop.
All the time. I fully I'm with this guy, okay?
Occasionally he'll bend the ears backwards so you look very much more mouse-like. Just like, all right, it's been 5 minutes.
I'm supervising this, by the way.
I unfortunately can't do this with this sweet girl for some reason.
Who'd have thought? As Morgrid, Rias, Jonathan the Kobold, Mip, you make your way back over to the orc who had the meats and furs and stuff. He looks back up. He says, "Hey, come on back now." Well, what can I do for you as you stand there awkwardly looking at what I got?
Is this all of your wares?
I got some extras.
Do you now?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Or what I have to offer?
Or what you have to offer. What do you have to offer?
Morgrid looks around, leans in real close, and is like, "You like goat meat?"
I can't say I've had goat meat in a long time. It's something I miss. Yeah, I do.
Well, you know,
How much you got?
might have some on the table. Depends on what you got.
He's gonna do an insight real quick. He looks you up and down. He sees Spider Woman chilling up on your shoulder. Notices like the vampiric qualities. He's like, "You one of them vampires that crawls on walls and shit?"
I don't know.
Well, I don't know what I got to give you.
Listen, bud, what do you think?
All right. Well, there's different types of vampires. I don't know if you've seen the ones further down in the Underdark, but they, like, y'all think you might be scary. You ain't seen shit till you been down there. Fucking eyeless freaks. Anyways.
You can look at me and tell what I am. Why even ask? Come on, man.
Like I said, there's different types of vampires. I don't know you. But I do know that you probably happen to like spider-related things. Am I wrong?
Might be onto something.
You see him pull out this box from underneath this like piece of fabric. As he does, he said, "I got this mask here." As he pulls it out, it very much appears to be like the faceplate of a giant spider. It still has the 8 eyes attached and the top 2 fangs that hang down. So this mask here will let you cast some magic, shoot some webs out and stuff, and you can bind up your prey. Take you might not be interested in that one. All right.
I don't know. It looks kind of cool. What else you got?
I came across this one down there checking out the ruins. He pulls out another ring that has these 2 spider fangs on it. It's a silver ring that has the 2 fangs. He says, "I assume, now I've been told by that dipshit over there," as he points over to the scroll maker, that when you use this on someone, they It's essentially treats it with a sleep poison. So after it's used, they fall asleep. Now listen, I'm willing to throw in both of these. I ain't got much more. At least not as cool as these two.
Would you take 5 pounds of salt cured goat meat?
Nah, we gotta
Reserved.
we gotta up that weight.
That's all I got.
That ain't no deal.
One moment, let me check.
You do
Mordred
that.
goes and checks real quick, comes back. All right, it's your lucky day. I have 8 pounds of goat meat. That's it.
Damn shame. I was looking closer to at least 20.
20? That's ridiculous.
Jonathan
Now, I
the
might be able to
Kobold.
scrounge some up.
Jonathan the Kobold says, but we got so many goats.
Yeah, and you already ate them all. And Morgard like looks at him like this.
Can you roll an intimidation for me?
Finally, someone treating these kobolds as they deserve.
19. You got a natural 19.
I got a natural 18. Oh, so fucking close. As Jonathan says, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. There are no more goats. Can you roll a deception for me?
He's gonna get a 3 on his roll.
Do better than the 3.
Hey, is deception something you have a modifier for or no?
It should be one of the charisma ones if you are.
Oh, it
proficient.
does. Okay. 15.
Okay, so he is he's gonna fail that insight. He still wants 20, but he's like, all right. You said you had 8.
Mm-hmm.
No way you can make that 10. Nice even number.
I'm a vampire, but I can't conjure meat out of nowhere, bud.
All right, fine. You got yourself a fucking deal. As he slides over the face mask in the ring.
Thank you. Here you go.
As soon as he takes one of the pieces, he bites into it, and he's like, God damn, I missed this shit. As he reclines
Yeah,
back
I
in his
thought
chair.
so. Morgard goes.
I'm gonna stay
Goes
for a
along the
second
way.
too. I know that you have a handful of, textile type of gear and all that. Do you happen to have? I'm not expecting it, but do you happen to have any beholder eyes and jars or anything like that?
Now,
It's a tough
if
call.
I say yes, you better have something damn good to trade for that.
I don't think I would. I'm not gonna be spreading any rumors if you do or don't or whatever. I know that gold is not the prettiest of penny down here. But I think I could offer something very nice in exchange.
What would that be?
Well, gold, because I don't really have too much else.
All right then, how much?
I am not going to go over 500 to 750 gold, depending on the condition, magical affixations to anything that might be. I have a little bit of wiggle room, but that's where I'm trying to keep my budget.
Let me see. And I'm going on the steeper side here. I'm just going to let you know. I'm looking more towards that 750. If perchance I did happen to have a beholder eye here, I don't have the center eye. I would have one of the smaller ones.
The stocks, correct?
Not the full stock, but I do have an eye. You tell
Yep.
me what. And I suppose you could, I don't know. There are rules here about trading out in the open, but I might allow you to come back behind the stall.
Quick question while Rice thinking. Is this guy selling like meats, food? Like what all is he selling?
Meats, furs, or what he has out in the open for a lot of Underdark, but he does appear to have some other extra stashed animal and beast and creature related things. Yeah.
Does he seem like he might be potentially interested in a liaison? If you know what I mean.
Wink, wink, or like nudge, nudge. Which one?
Only one way to know would be to ask. Not trying to have you flirt with me or anything here, but who knows?
No, I think I'm just gonna like I want to see vibes before I engage in the conversation. You know, doing a vibe check.
Vibe wise, just overlooking, and with your previous knowledge of doing stuff like this, probably not. But Rias, are you going behind the stall?
Can I roll insight to see if I have any indication if this is a good idea or not? I'm leaning on it's not, people around me wise, the smart idea ultimately. I
will say, when he does say behind the stall, he doesn't mean like back in an alley or anything. It's literally still in the stall, but behind the counter, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what his full intent is if I can, or like any vibes I can get about his intent.
Yeah.
Before I do.
Okay.
Guidance.
Oh, that's nice. Insight is +5 plus a D4. Hey, 4. That is a 23 total.
23 total. He seems genuine in asking you to come behind. As he is looking around, he doesn't want to make this trade out in the open, even though technically these are the rules for the city. Yeah.
I'll follow him and be like, I love looking at things. Conversation like this is
all right,
great.
keep your voice down. All right.
While Rice goes, Bit's gonna palm it to Rice, because I can make a bunch of them. 2 of the pomegranates and Bit's boab apple, just in case if the guy likes natural stuff, and if it's a backdoor deal, might sweeten the pot.
I didn't even think about the boab apple. Ooh.
All right. As he pulls out this small metallic chest, he opens it up. There is a single eye on the inside. Now, what I've been told from the collector on this one is this is one of them telekinesis eyes.
Okay. Yes. I'm not sure if it'll actually do me any good, because I know that identify is usually for a magic item or something that's imbued with magic, and I'm not entirely sure what would be shown if I was to cast this on it. In the process of talking to him about the eye, would you mind if I was to confirm this with some sort of... And I reach back, stretch, grab my staff, tap, and see the validity for it, and just to double check exactly.
If you're going to cast magic on it, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, exactly that. And I start to cast Identify.
Identify, it doesn't give you a full thing. However, it does let you know this is genuinely from a beholder. It doesn't tell you what eye it is, but it is genuinely from a beholder.
Okay. And as long as it still has magic in it, I think that's ultimately what I'm going to be looking for.
Correct.
Is its condition still like plump? It doesn't look like a raisin. It looks more like a grape.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
This one in particular, as you take a better look at the eye, this one has a green iris in it, and the iris shape has 3 circles, 1 larger in the center and 2 smaller on the side for pupils. So it would have technically 3 pupils.
Ooh. Oh, this is so fun.
Oh no.
I was like,
wait, I didn't see the stop stream button. Oh no. I didn't know we couldn't talk about the eyes. But yes, this is what you see.
I would love to procure this. Now, the gold is as I said, I can do 750. That's not a problem. Would anything like a boa apple or two potentially pique your interest and all, and dropping that down a little bit?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I've got no fucking clue as to what a boab apple is.
It's a major psychedelic hallucinogenic fruit. It is essentially the easiest way to get somebody to trip the fuck out. Or
So something that crazy alchemist over there would like to turn into a poison. I got you. Yeah, if you add that in, we got ourselves a deal.
would that reduce the amount I need to pay out specifically?
No, because ultimately I was gonna end up asking for 9, but if you throw that in, just one. I don't need both. I'll do it for 750 and one of the boab apples.
Can do. Can do.
He closes this small metal chest, hands it in your hand, takes the gold, takes the boab apple, and he's like, all right, get out from behind my stall.
Can do. And I start skipping.
As you all leave the market, shopping and trading done, where is it that we are headed next?
To find the giant hole to take us down under.
The hole.
Hole? Hole?
To
You want to go to the hole on the map, the one that where the bathbird bear things were?
I just want to go deeper.
Why are you smiling after saying that?
I am also intrigued.
What's so funny?
What is it?
Yeah, please explain it to me.
In great
Nothing.
detail.
Just want to just want to go deeper into the darkness, you know.
Just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna blur out your
That's
bottle
very
later.
funny.
Visual gag. No one explain it.
Yeah, you all know that on the southern side of the city is where the maw exist to travel deeper into the midnight zone of the Underdark.
Before we go too much farther,
Bit's gonna kind of waddle over, and in some of that parchment with like little drawings and then wrapped in different like flowers. Bit first goes to Rias, and then goes to Astrafel, goes to Morgrid, and then
even though you stole my stuff, my little robe.
and hands a little parcel to Maeve.
Thanks. You can I gave you your other robes back, but if you ever want
I'm just being a turd. It's okay.
you can try it on if you want.
Maybe in the future.
Okay.
For now, I'm just gonna click this bad boy.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
While Bit's wearing it over the course of an hour, Bit's getting a little taller, but he doesn't notice.
Bit,
How
you're
much taller?
you're getting taller than Jonathan and Mip. Whoa.
Reckoning days here.
Please don't fight them.
It wouldn't be a fight.
Until they do their fusion dance.
And they become a single dragonborn.
Yeah. A short one at that.
Yeah.
No, they just become two kobolds in a trench coat. Like, let's not fucking pretend this isn't the
Let
bit.
them have their imagination.
No, I'm the Bit.
Hey.
Yeah, and each in everyone's parcel, for Maeve, Bit before got some bracers of defense. So those can go to Maeve because that also applies to wild shape and other things. So, yeah. Then for Morgrid, it's a potion of stone giant strength. For Rias, it's the little monocles that lets you like read things and look at them with the cool purple lenses. And then Astrofel gets the little the shift weave. Currently, it has the 5 different little raincoat things, but also Astrofel is a master of talking with people and stuff, and might want to put fancy outfits in it. But yeah, so that's what everybody get.
Ian, for you in particular, it's going to be the goggles of item something, but should be in there.
Okay. If we're giving gifts, I had full intention to be gift giving for you, Astrofel. I actually have in this cool metal box. It didn't come in the box. In this cool metal box. It's not a perfect replacement for what may have been lost. And I don't know how we're gonna make it work. I open it up and you see the 3 pupils. It's a little, it's not a human eye, but you see in here this beholder eye. It's the you said it was the telekinesis eye.
Yep.
If you have any interest, any at all, in having a second functioning eye again, and one that's fucking terrifyingly cool, just like this one, I want to see it happen personally.
You're making it very difficult not to just grab your beautiful face and kiss you right now.
He leans back a little bit, holding the box.
Yeah, I'm
in the
not
same
going
spot.
to. I'm not going to. But you're making that very difficult. Yes, I would like to. We'll figure it out somehow.
There's amazing people in these worlds, so I'm sure we will. And who knows? Maybe if technology and the sort is cool enough, who wouldn't want a way to switch out their eye? Maybe we get some other beholder eyes and just have a stockpile of them and really just figure out all the different variations we can get. And he hands you the box and starts talking, rambling into the background, I would love to have a death ray at one point, maybe.
I'm just holding this box, just I mean, he's insane, but he's fucking hot.
Excuse me. Yeah, and his rambling keeps going.
My apologies, was typing. Yes, Astrofel, you now find yourself with a telekinetic beholder eye in your possession in a rather ornate steel box.
The way that Riot did that was very much you're proposing with an eye? Oh my god.
You're proposing me? I could kiss you.
Yeah, right? She's don't.
This is the most platonic proposal I've ever seen.
So where are we going? What are we doing?
Find that hole.
Talking hole over here.
I was gonna say, yeah, Bit's gonna kind of lead forward, while just marching.
As you make your way to the southern end of the city, approaching closer and closer, you can actually feel this breeze moving up and towards you all as you finally get to this large open pit in the ground before you. You see there is this somewhat of a conveyor system, large enough for caravans with deep roths and things to move from further down and up. There also appears to be people standing around a guardrail looking area, and there are also heavily armored and weaponed people that stand around this hole as well.
is it worth laying low as we travel, or do we? How do we want to approach this? This is uncharted territory for me in many ways. Where's everyone's heads at?
Well, who's to say that these guards aren't here to prevent things from coming up and out rather than going in?
Very true. Very, very true.
Oh, I have an idea. If they do, so I'll go invisible now, and if the guards don't want to let you guys pass, like I'll go ahead and sneak through, and then I'll create like some sort of diversion and like make them chase me around while you guys can go into the pit. And then I'll just be invisible again, and then I'll disappear into the pit too.
Sounds good.
The closer you approach to it, the guards seem to be all peering down the hole. It's none of them are looking up and out and around. As you get closer, you notice that these armored people with their weapons, a lot of them, they vary in types of people. There's no like select lineage that these people are. You see dwarves, drow, lizard folk, all at the ready. And you see a couple of them standing by the like little odd escalator, if you will, platform that goes, you know, up and down from the middle dark to the upper dark. As you approach closer, a dwarven woman looks over to you and says, "Oh, hi. Hello there. Are you gonna be traveling down?"
I think that's the goal.
Okay. Well, you just gotta get on and hold on. It gets a little bumpy towards the end. I mean, you are going about 2-3 miles down.
Okay. How long is the journey itself, time-wise? Do we know?
Yeah, it varies from time to time. Sometimes it might be 30 minutes. Other times it might go a little quicker, and that's a little quicker drop. So that's why I said hold on. And, you know, if you want it to go rather slow, as long as we don't have anyone that's waiting to come up, I suppose we could make it closer to, I don't know, 45 minutes or so.
Look at the rest of the group. Seems like this might be more straightforward than not.
Seems easy enough.
Morgrade casts message to Astrofel and says, if this turns into a trap, we say the word and we get off immediately.
Pick a word.
Breakfast.
Something just told me to say tiddlywinks is the safe word. Oh shit.
Brud.
It's brud. Brud is the safe word.
Makes sense. It's not a word that I would ever say in any other context, so...
No, it's a completely nonsense word, and I
Yeah.
don't know where it came from.
Brud.
Yeah, you know what?
So-
Hey, it's good that it happened though, because now we have a foolproof word. So
I'm sorry. What happened? I don't. I've
that you
never
that
said
you
that
literally
word.
just this moment just came up with it.
Oh yeah, that. Mhm.
As
Yeah.
you all stand there talking to yourselves in your brains, she looks and says, are you getting on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Steps on.
Just to let you know, this will get you into, I have to go through the spiel, I do apologize. This will be taking you down to the midnight zone of the Underdark. If you are unprepared, that is not on us legally. So do be prepared for any manner of creature, lineage, or anything attacking you. You will be deposited down by the entrance of Mithley and also Folkert. Do be aware, if you go over to the eastern corridors, you'll end up in the slime strands. And if you go to the western portions, you'll end up in the Aradnal Mist, heading over into Aradnal. So do be prepared for that adventure. I hope you're ready, and whenever you are, please do let me know, and I will hit the yes.
Excuse me, do you happen to have a map or a brochure I can have for reference?
No, I do apologize about that. You'll be very hard pressed to find any maps at the Underdark. It changes with the whims of the world, I suppose. Earthquakes, purple worms, other creatures, and catastrophes change the landscape of the Underdark on a daily basis.
Okay. Heard. Got it.
How close is this lady to the little platform or whatever we're on?
She's towards the front of it. There's a lever that she has to pull to
Oh, is she
send it down.
riding down with us?
Yes.
Okay. So assuming that we're all ready, Maeve is still invisible, but she's just gonna like bend down into this lady's ear and then like all of a sudden like turn visible and just be like, "We're ready." Just like try to spook her.
And that's how we die.
Roll an intimidation for me.
No, I'm not trying to intimidate her. I'm just
That's how it's coming off.
Well, that's a 17.
She stands there very stoically as she looks up into the direction of the invisible thing that just spoke in your ear and politely says, "I've seen things much scarier than this. Do try harder. Thank you." Are you all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. You have your weapons. You have your well, I don't know what it is you eat, but here we go. And pulls the lever. You each feel this immediate like as it starts going down. Is anything happening as we traverse down? Takes about maybe 36 minutes to get to the bottom.
And how long did it take from the marketplace to get to here?
Roughly around like 40-ish.
Okay.
Would Maeve be able to draw on some of Bit's paper like a rough idea of the map? Like a very rough idea?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, Maeve's
Bit
gonna do
reaches
that
in their
then.
little bag and just hands. Yeah, like a lot of it is like bound into like little. He makes like little books with like twine that he wraps up. By just like poking holes, but it's messy. But just like hands Maeve one.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Jonathan the Kobold and Mip look over a bit, then look over at Morgrid. Why is he so big?
Don't ask me.
Okay, what's going on? Why are you so
What?
big?
Why are you so small?
I have not changed size. You have. You do the explaining.
It kind of looks around, just looks at everybody. Now Bit's size is like how when he rages normally. So he's around like 6 feet-ish tall. I
don't feel angry. This usually only happens when I'm angry. Did I do something wrong? This just happened when we were...
You put the belt on?
He probably got bit by a
Yes.
bumblebop.
The belt of giant strength?
Wait.
Bit pulls it off and then just goes,
Oh my god!
I
puts
told
it
you.
back on.
He got bit by a bumblebop.
Oh, or a bumble belt.
I do feel better. I feel stronger. I like this belt.
I am, once again, the shortest player character in this party.
It's okay. We
That's
are short
okay.
with you.
I lifted you in the marketplace. I'll lift you again if you need.
You could lift me anytime, anyways. It's not one of those things that
Just
I
scoop
real-
them.
No.
And now this is comfortable. I could nap. I'm already in my pajamas.
As you're being held, you all feel the as the platform hits the bottom. Says, well, safe travels to you and whatever it is that you're doing. And goodbye if I don't see you again.
Enjoy your job. What a nice person.
I quite like them.
Welcome to the Midnight Zone of the Underdark. You are currently roughly 5 miles beneath the surface of the world. As you look around, it is very cavernous inside. You see currently these mountains that touch the ceilings in a way where they are flared at the base and then go up into a conical shape as they hit the ceiling. Behind you stands this one large cavern that goes and twists down. The areas of walking is very like windy and bumpy. In front of you, you can see off in the distance the jagged teeth-like stone that overlook that lake that you had seen earlier bit. That's currently what you see.
That's where the Sturge over there flew. There's like a little their lake, and then there's a town there. Or civilization? I couldn't really tell. They were high up, and it looked small.
I don't have good memory, but why are we in the Underdark?
Well, this is kind of, dart thrown at the map of our work to find allies and kind of strengthen ourselves for inevitable conflict with a specific bastion on the surface.
Ah,
Research.
Yes, R&D. D is for development.
oh. I like this.
We're also looking for Skell, because Skell might help us.
I think Scale's on this level, because this is the level where the grove is, right?
This would be the level of the Underdark. Like I said, this level here ranges from 3 to 12 miles deep, and the elevation changes quite drastically in different spots. But yeah.
Do we want to head towards that town spot, or do we want to start looking around? What are you all feeling?
Well, I feel like regardless of where we're at, we're gonna be dealing with some shit, regardless, somewhat lethal at least. How's everyone feeling? Is anyone hungry, peckish?
Always.
That's a good point.
Morgan was
Those
nice.
pomegranates can be broken into 10, and so that's 20 pieces you've got with you, Rias, still, if you didn't sell them.
I do have those, yes, actually.
Morgan was nice enough to give us some goat meat. Very salty.
Anybody want a piece of the tasty palm of granite? You said it's I can't get it. Palm of granite, you said?
The name when I was thinking of it was Plato granite.
Play-Doh granite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like platelets in the blood.
Yeah, and definitely not like dinner plate.
Oh, I heard completely wrong. I thought it was like a dough, like a bread dough that you play with. It's very not doughy. It's actually pretty moist.
Can I actually have a bite of it?
Oh, yes, please.
I'm a little hungry. Thank you.
Yeah, so there's 20, they'll last for the day. And then, so they'll feed everybody for 24 hours and heal 1 hit point. It's gonna eat one just to Munch.
Oh, hold on. I'm not the best thrower. Yeah.
It doesn't even make it to you. Just kind of
Mavis-
splats on the floor, like 6 sturges.
I'd like Vic goes to pick it up, but it's very much like immediately cartoon cloud, and it's just sitting there.
Mavis gonna make a couple of her own and then hand one to Bit.
Oh, thank you.
Punch.
It's fresh.
Mm.
So, I know Maeve has been to Underdark, and I don't think nobody else has been to Underdark before.
No.
Are you all ready for the terrors that lie beneath here?
No,
No.
not even remotely.
Okay.
I think being unprepared for everything makes me, in a way, equally prepared for everything.
It is alright. Me and Mip, we were prepared for death when Huster entered into our town. So, we've made it further than we thought we would.
Same.
And you know what, Jonathan the Kobold?
Mm-hmm.
You're coming along great with your artificer trainings that I'm willing into existence.
Oh. I've spent at least 3 somethings of time to try.
Yes, non-uniform denominations. I love that unit.
I am sad though that nobody has taught Mip anything. Looking over to Mip, who's just like, it's okay. I carry things. This is what I do.
Mip, are you what is your specialty? Are you strong, agile,
No.
charismatic? Oh.
No.
What do you like?
I like bugs. I like fire. I like fire bugs.
Question. This might be a little bit ungageable, but would you say you have any, let's say, maybe skills or statistics you would assign yourself that are above, maybe, like, on a scale of, like, if 10, that's a good round number. If that's, like, the average, would you say any are maybe above, like, a 13?
My mom said I was a 20, but I don't think so.
I agree.
I'll teach you how to speak giant. How about that?
Okay. I will also continue to carry things.
Yes, that works out. Giant heart, giant brain, giant muscles you carry. Look at that.
I will be swobold.
That's damn good. God damn, that's good actually.
It's okay.
Like I took, like not Astrophel, but I took psychic damage from that
No,
one.
no, not from me. It's from the Kobold Press.
Not a sponsor, please sponsor us. That'd be so cool.
Wow.
Oh my God. That one I took damage.
That's good. That's good. That was good.
Hey Drew,
Yep.
next time you can't run the stream and you want me to do it, go fuck yourself.
GFYs are back.
Yay! Except for in real life.
Yeah.
God. Y'all have technically 2 directions to currently go. You can go north of your position or south. And that's really it.
Is north gonna get us over to the city area essentially? That we think?
It'll get you
Yeah, north is where
to the island
the
in the
lake.
middle of the giant Underdark lake.
Here, let's go look at it.
Yeah, we'll go to a town.
Yeah, you begin making your way. Elevation changes are difficult to adjust to. Coming from the above world, occasionally you have to like squeeze through small openings. And as you finally get to this jagged stone area, these stones, like I said, they rise up and hit the ceiling. But if you were to crawl up these stones and look in between these little vertices, you could see this lake before you, and off in the distance in the middle of the lake you can see small light.
How far of a distance?
Pretty far. You're realistically looking at a couple miles.
Oh.
So where do we go from here?
Through.
Taking a
Bit
look.
starts using shape earth to like move things out of the way to make a path.
Yeah, you mold earth. As you do, it finally opens up into a small circle where there's about a 200-foot drop in front of you into the lake in front. Obviously, you don't step through and fall through, but you have created that opening that will allow you entrance to the lake.
And it's like 200-foot drop and then lake?
Mm-hmm.
How solid is the stone we're standing on?
Pretty solid. Like, it's impressive that you were able to use mold earth through sheer strength alone.
Should.
So if we jump, we're going in this lake.
I guess.
I'm
That's what you guys wanna do.
asking, like, I'm asking. There's just lake. There's nothing else to land on.
I will reiterate again. I know Maeve's the only one who's been to the Underdark before, but are we ready for the terrors we might face in the Underdark?
Yeah, I don't want to go in that water. What the fuck?
I don't want to go in that lake.
Me,
I'm not much of a swimmer.
maybe.
Hey. Why are we down here?
I want-
Research.
I wanted
Skill?
to. Yeah, I wanted to go to the grove.
We're not. Look, I'm. Speaking as someone who has almost died far too many times. God knows why, honestly. But it feels like the fates have it out for me. True. This being a recurring bit is my favorite thing. If we're not ready for the horrors that lie beneath or whatever, then should we really be doing research here? Should we really be asking Skell for help right now? Or should we maybe wait until we're a little bit
I just think
more prepared?
I just think the hard part might just be getting to Skell. Like, I don't think, and this is just me personally, and I am not a full-fledged member of group, but Skell's help could be beneficial to what you are trying to achieve in destroying where you came from. It's just getting to Skell might be hard. Or Grove.
I know I'm biased in the sense that I absolutely do not want to be here at all, no way, Jose. But if we're not sure that we're ready for this, then we're not ready for this.
I personally don't think. I'm gonna speak for myself. That I'm ready to deal with anything in regards to trying to approach progressing in our goal to tear down that oppressive establishment. This is a scary way to start it, undoubtedly. I don't even know how far it is to get to Skell and to even have to go through this lake is making my bones hurt. Not the way they had in the past, but this is like to the core. I am. Is it fair to say having reservations?
Maeve, you have heard stories of the purple worm breeding grounds. You've heard stories of annihilation monsters. which seem to be cousins of rust monsters, except for they eat everything. You've heard stories of the slime strands, which is supposedly the birthplace of all oozes of the world. You've heard stories of powerful liches here and creatures called aboleth and other monstrosities that the above world's never heard of. You know that this would be a very tough and deadly road to travel, but if you're committed enough, who knows what you might achieve.
So I know that there's a lot of really bad stuff. That could easily, make us unmortal, very mortal. But we could try. Or, that one guy did say something about the Awe of Elendor up in the Twilight, so we could maybe can we call that thing back? Or would we have to wait for people to come back down to get it right back up?
You'd be able to call it.
Okay. We can call them to have us go back up or something. If nobody wants to be down here yet.
Well,
maybe we can find another entrance closer to where we want to be.
I'm down. I mean, I can climb really good, so if everybody's just scared of the water, I'll jump down, and if it's too dangerous, I'll climb up the wall and come back.
I mean, I can climb on walls like it's nothing, but also... The more I think about going to observe it in a safe way, the more I'm trying to think that maybe maybe I am trying to think it. The more I think that there's not really a safe way to do so. If you are willing to make your way down and try to observe, I can't truly stop you. I can encourage you to not, though.
Could I just put it this way? How do we even know the civilization over there is willing to accept us? How do we even know if it's a proper There are a lot of civilizations here that got really messed up with a lot of messed up stuff. It could be one of them. It might not be. It might just be a happy island of happy people. I don't know.
I feel like most secluded islands that have civilization aren't full of happy, friendly people. Now that you point that out.
Well, we got this far, and I'm not one to make a trip waste. Bit puts his arms out and falls back.
You all watch as Bit, and you hear that splash of the water as Bit breaks the surface. Bit, as you land in the water, breaking your fall from, not injuring yourself, I'd assume. Just for shits and gigs, could you roll me an acrobatics or athletics to break the tension of the surface without injuring yourself?
I'll do athletics. That is 22.
Perfect. You know how to dive. You've eaten enough memories of other vampires in your experiments to know how to properly dive into water. However, when you hit that water and you submerge underneath it, Bit, your vision goes black. There is no light down here. Dark vision does not work. It is pitch black. As you all see the white foam of your friend hitting the water and then disappearing into this inky water beneath you.
So this is dark down here, right?
Very.
As Bit hits, because we've been mostly in like light and whatnot, but when I'm in darkness, I can see in magical darkness. As Bit's hue changes a little bit, being a little fey bright, and yeah, Bit's more of like from that like deep teal hue. He's like a dark purple color.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got magical dark vision of 60 feet, I believe.
Even with the 60 feet, there is nothing you see currently in the water. You can't see
Cool.
beneath you. The water just keeps going, very much like Thalassophobia kind of vibes of the water just keeps going underneath you. There's
Anyway,
yeah. What are the rest
I'm gonna
of
swim
you?
towards the island.
Okay. The island, to give you an idea, is roughly about 1 to 2 miles swimming distance, just to give you that idea. The rest of you, as you hear the water beneath you moving, what are we doing?
Sounds like he's doing okay. I only hear the sounds of his splashing. Or their splashing. So are we staying up here, or... I kind of want to follow them.
Yeah, I don't want to leave him alone on his own. I'm
We can
gonna
climb down the wall.
I'm gonna start following his direction, or Bit's direction on the wall itself, like without descending, trying to stay at however level I can.
So you're going up to like the ceiling of the
if
cavern?
possible, yeah.
Okay. Going up to the ceiling of the cavern, you're roughly maybe about 700-800 feet above the top of the water. But you can travel that way if you'd like.
I'll do so that way.
Okay.
I'm doing that as well. Following
I
Rias.
have a quick question.
Mhm.
I know we haven't had like an actual rest, but my wild shape, has that sort of refreshed since we climbed down the first hole?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Bit as you swim, you hear the splashes of the water as you go. Your arms hit and break the surface tension. Bit, you hear in your mind, hello?
God?
No. Can you help me?
I mean, maybe. What do you need help with?
With what you want.
What?
You want to dominate the world?
How'd you know that?
I know you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3.
It does this in front of him while he's swimming.
3.
Oh, you're good. You do know me. I mean, yeah, dominating the world is definitely starts doing a backstroke. Is on the docket. So I want to do it for my friends. So how can you help me do that?
You're so strong.
Go on.
Bit, can you roll me a wisdom save?
I was waiting for it. Yeah, I can absolutely do that. That's an 18.
Okay. Bit.
Mhm.
You get this overwhelming urge to start swimming down.
Of course, I want to rule the world. It's gonna swim.
You all stop hearing the splashes of water at the surface as Bit swims further into the water.
The moment I lose sight of him on the ceiling, Rice goes shit, and like he's gonna do like a high jump. He's gonna squat down and push off the ceiling as fast as he can, and he's going to dive into the water. He's going to Eldritch Blast as soon as he's within range, which is 30 feet. 300 feet. To break the surface tension as much as he can before he hits the water. And he is going to try to land within, or try to dive in within maybe 5 feet of where Bit was as best as possible. Trying to use his cloak as any sort of aerodynamics.
Rice, when you hit the water, you hear, "Hello?"
I'm looking for Bit, I say out loud underwater.
I can't understand you.
Rias just yells as loud as he can underwater and swims back up to the top.
Oh. You seek
then
power too.
I'm just not going to respond to it. He's going to try to dive back down in the same direction he could see. I'm guessing it's maybe like half a foot of visibility from above where you can see, and then it goes to nothingness underneath, I'm guessing. So, goodness, do I have anything over here? I'm guessing Charm Person is within sight. You can see within range. God damn it. I am going to...
Your friend's coming to join me.
Oh, is this a charmed condition, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have advantage. Because, Faye. I'm gonna use an inspo. That seems smart. Didn't realize oh my gosh.
Do you want to use one of mine?
I have 5 left.
Use one of mine.
But okay.
I'm gonna say it's only 1 inspo per thing, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then yeah, no. Still the 18's
Okay.
highest.
But that is the last thing you hear, Rice, is, your friend's coming to join me. You should too.
Have him join me instead. I think back defiantly. I am not putting up with this shit. I'm going to cast Dragon Breath on myself, and then fire damage and breathe down directly where I am, directly straight down as best as I can. It's a 15-foot cone. Hopefully I can swim down some and breathe fire underwater, as if that's going to do a whole lot, but anything that can make Bit possibly take damage and have to roll again, or pull him up.
You did land over top. Rias, it's going to work much like a dragon turtle, where instead of fire, you are going to create the steam in the water as the water rapidly boils around Bit, who has not made it incredibly too far. But Bit, you have now taken some damage. Rias, roll that damage for me.
It's
and then you can re-roll on that charm condition.
It's a total of 12 damage.
Okay.
22.
With a 22, you break out of this as you start swimming back towards the surface.
I think Bit, like while they were swimming down, was just like, yeah, power. Second they felt that boiling water, there is a flash in the back of Bit's head of being in a small beaker and feeling heat hit the bottom of it and just trying to get up from the beaker, but the sides he kept sliding down. And the second that hits him, Bit's glossed over eyes go a little feral, and yeah, he just swims up as fast as he can.
The Astrophel, Maeve, and Morgrid, the kobolds are still down by the hole. They have no way to climb on the ceilings and follow you, so they're just watching from a distance. What are the three of you doing?
Well, I'm on the ceiling watching all of this happen.
Okay.
I followed Rias. I was going to ask, how far down is the water from the ceiling?
About
700?
Yeah, 700, 800 feet.
Okay.
It's a pretty far drop.
So from
Really?
where? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
So where we are, so like the kobolds there somewhere else, like where are we standing according to the water, like from them?
If y'all didn't climb up the walls, if you don't have that ability to
I
do
did not
so,
climb up the wall.
you're with the kobolds still at that
Okay.
hole that's 200 feet above the water.
And then how far into the water?
I can't imagine that Bit
Or-
and Rias and Morgrid probably would have been more than 100 feet.
Okay.
As Bit and Rias need you to roll initiative for the first round, and then everybody else can enter in after that.
I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use an inspo on that initiative if I can. Cause
Okay.
God damn, I don't want to have a 5. I'll take the total 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. And for you, Bit.
Yeah, 18. Sorry.
All right, Rias, what are you doing?
I'm gonna swim to the surface, and I think I need to cast rope trick. I'm going to have it ready to go,
Smart.
and start climbing up into the hole, leaving my hand out for whoever is to grab it afterwards.
Perfect. Anything else you would like to do?
I slide back down really quick and say, "Please go to the rope," and I climb back up.
Can the rope move from it? Because Bit's already broken the surface of water. You said because I swam up.
Oh, you did fully swim up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like, can the rope be moved at all?
Let's see. So it says I touch a length of rope that is up to 60 feet long. At the end of the rope, then rises into the air until the whole rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. The upper end of the rope, an invisible entrance, opens to an extra-dimensional space that lasts until the end of the spell, which is 1 hour. The space itself can be reached by climbing to the top of the rope, and the space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures. The rope can be pulled into the space, making the rope disappear from the view outside the space. Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance into or out of the extra-dimensional space, but those inside can see out of it as though through a 3 foot by 5 foot window centered on the rope. Anything inside drops out when the spell ends. So I don't think it'll fully move, but if it's going to be right at the surface level, it's right there. You can essentially get it and climb up. It's
Just because then we're still in the water though. Like once it ends, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like where we can go from up there. I think Bit just go. I'm just gonna swim for the wall and grab. Can you swim? Are you good at swimming?
not normally, as its head sticking out.
I mean, I'd say I'm pretty good at swimming. I think we should get to the wall. Are you gonna be stuck there above the water? Whatever's down there isn't gonna move while we're in there, are we? Is it?
Well, we're not in this dimension while it's here, so if we get up here into it, hopefully whatever's in here loses sight of us. Maybe that doesn't happen. Who knows?
As this is being discussed, you both
Yeah.
feel underneath you a current of water move from beneath your feet, as if there is something large and imposing that just moved underneath you. Bit, it is your go.
Large as in like large size, or like what are you talking here?
The gargantuan size, large. Sounds like.
I wouldn't
Like
say
with magical dark vision, what can
gargantuan.
I see if it's coming?
I would say huge. You get a brief glance. It is very fish-like. And there appears to be this mucus that covers this fish as it moves. And you can see as it moves down, you don't get a very good look at it, but you do see a single tentacle that like moves off, like gently goes to brush by both of your feet, but does not touch.
I think we should hole for a little bit. You know, like hole.
Yeah, Bit's gonna grab the rope and climb up, and then pull the rope up once in there with Rias.
All right. Morgrid, Maeve, Astrophel, you may now roll initiative.
Who doesn't love a fucking fish?
18.
17.
21.
It is now your turn, Astrophel. You've seen both of your friends at the surface of the water. Rias has thrown up a rope into the air. As he does, the rope goes taut, and you cannot see the top of the rope, but you do see your friends actively climbing up said rope. They haven't fully made it to the top, but they're getting close.
How far away are they?
About 100 feet.
Is that on the like x-axis specifically?
So yeah, they're 100 feet in front of you. Realistically, down. I know my trigonometry, and my teacher would be so happy with me. You're 200 feet up. They're 100 feet in front of you, so that's what, a 300-foot distance.
I'm gonna stand here and shake the proverbial pom-poms because there is literally nothing I can do in this situation.
Fair enough. Rias.
Keep climbing. If I need to.
How long is the rope?
The rope is as long as it says a rope up to 60 feet long, and I think any rope I would have on me would be 50 feet maximum.
50? Okay. I'm gonna say, since you are the type of vampire that can crawl on walls, you're not gonna take disadvantage on climbing it because it would be soaked and wet. So you'd be able to make it up to the top.
Okay. Doing that then. No, that doesn't require any action, bonus action, or anything like that.
Mm.
Cool.
Just movement.
While I'm up there, I still have my draconic or dragon breath going, but that is indeed a fickle situation there. Because that is a concentration spell. I don't want to just waste it. Who wants to waste magic? I am going to. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna shoot out Eldritch blasts, like at the top of it, not inside. Shoot an Eldritch blast at the water if I could see any water moving from the surface down around here.
Okay.
Do you want me to make any roll just for the fun of it?
I'm gonna. How far of a distance can your Eldritch blast shoot?
300 feet.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, so let's do this here. So I also have, just to make sure I am looking at all of my fun.
Since you can't see it, I will say it is at disadvantage.
That makes sense. Okay, if it hits, then I get that extra +1 onto it. Let's do. No, it's intelligence, not the +1. Okay, and let's roll 2 of these Eldritch blasts. First one,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 12. Second one,
You're shooting blindly into the water.
it's a it's a 29. Goddamn. So that is 12 on that roll. And I'm not necessarily caring what happens afterwards. I just crawl into the hole fully after that.
Okay. After this bit in your mind, you hear, "But I can help you destroy Mother Kadira."
Bit. I can see the fish. Yeah.
You saw it when it went by you at first. It went deeper, so you no
How
longer would see
deep-ish?
it. Past 60 feet.
I want to hold my turn, and Bit just responds telepathically, so Bit doesn't say anything out loud. Well, then come up here and let's talk terms.
Okay. Morgrid, it is now your turn. Next up will be Maeve.
I don't think I can do anything. Too far away.
Fair enough. Do you want to use your movement to get closer to your allies, or like to crawl back down the wall onto the jagged rocks?
I don't know if that would be beneficial to Rias and Bit, though.
No, absolutely. If you don't want to, by all means, just an option. If you don't want to, just do nothing.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Maeve.
I think. So I have summon beast, and the range is 90 feet. So that's as far out as I would be able to, like, summon it.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as it would be able to go. Like, can I summon it at 90 feet, and then it can still go farther, or is 90 feet as far away from me as it can go?
It depends on the movement of the beast you summon. But like, for instance, if you're summoning like an orca whale or something, then it'll just flop into the water. It might take a little bit of bludgeoning damage hitting the surface, but it would drop down and then be able to use its movement after it's fallen.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I am going to use summon beast, and I'm going to try and like. I want it 90 feet away, but I want it angled down so it's closer to the water than if I just did like 90 feet straight out. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I
So
am going
it is
to.
going to fall 110 feet.
Okay. 1 second.
As you're currently 200 feet above the water level.
Yeah. Okay, so it is going to be a water animal, and I'm gonna summon it down that way. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because it's using the beast spirits.
While you're figuring that out, let me draw this out for you. So there's like these jagged rocks, right, that overlook this lake. There's a 200-foot drop until it hits water. Rias and Bit are right there. Morgrid, you're like up here on the ceiling from where these rocks like touch up on the ceiling, and they're right here. So that's about a 200-foot drop. And they're about 100 feet this way. So you've got that, and you're up here right above where they are.
I totally misinterpreted how this was set up.
Gotcha.
If I had known that, I would have moved back to be with them.
You still can. I'll let you wreck on that.
So are we gonna like rewind real fast to to Morgrid?
Just to let Morgrid move back, I'd assume is all you wanted to do, yeah. To be with the rest of the...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can still do the Summon Beast. My apologies on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to summon. It's gonna be a what is it? Giant octopus.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And I want it to sort of like try and like be like torpedo shaped whenever it, so whenever it
Okay.
drops, it's just like,
Yeah.
to the points. And so just so you know, it says
What's
hit
its
points
swim speed?
30.
30? Okay.
And the hit points, it's 30 plus 5 for each spell level above second. So I'm going to cast it at third level, so it'll have 35 hit points.
35.
Right?
Okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Okay.
You all watch as Maeve... what does it look like as you summon this giant octopus?
I want it to look like just like a bunch of, since it's water, it's gonna be a bunch of just like blue light that sort of like tendrils of light that shoot out from my hands, and go to where like they just sort of like burst like a firework where it's gonna actually,
Dope.
manifest. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, as the octopus into the water, you watch it break the tension with the front of its legs as it is now in the water. And I believe you said, what was the swim speed one more time? I'm so sorry.
30.
30, as it moves 30 feet closer.
Cool. And that is it for me.
Uh,
Yeah.
Astrophel, it goes back to you.
Yeah, I still have nothing, unfortunately.
Rias, as you are up inside your safe little area, you see Bit at these about, would you say, about 20 feet up?
I'm still like I'm in the like water, like I have the rope at no, because I'm holding my turn because I called out to it if it's gonna use its thing like to swim out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Did it just do nothing in the interim?
When you told it to move up, it did not come forward yet. Technically, it was past its turn, as this creature goes right before you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I get you now.
Did you say it was back to my side?
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my head out and yell down, "What are you doing? What? I actually don't know what is even out here. What are you okay?"
It turns up and says in Sylvan, "My best."
Replying back, "God damn it, are you charming? I'm worried." And he puts his head back in. He's gonna stick his head back out again, and then step back out, and then have Eldritch
go ahead
Blast
and roll to hit.
Prepared. I'm preparing it in
Okay.
case anything goes wrong. It's gonna be if I see Bit dive back under the water, I'm gonna shoot the moment I can't see him underneath. And if I see this creature attack Bit, I will do would that. Do I need to have a single specific reaction to use that prepared on?
I would assume if Bit is pulled underwater or something attacks, I would assume is your prepared action.
Yeah, essentially it's hit the bad thing that might happen.
Okay. With that, Bit, beneath you, you finally see it as this large circular maw moves up towards you, and you see 3 eyes lined up in parallel. You see 3 of these tentacles from this creature reaching up to grab you. You held your action.
Yeah, Bit's gonna say in his mind, I am so fucking sick of people going in my head. As Bit grows, I'm gonna rage this time. When little Bit turned big, big Bit, still like right size, but turns like a Hulk-sized version of Bit, and I'm gonna use the 4 attacks I can use with my slash, and I'm just gonna start ripping at this thing. And I'm gonna try and grapple it each time I'm hitting it.
Okay.
So yeah, these are question. Is me being in water, this is an teacher moment to myself. Am I rolling at disadvantage?
If you're swinging into the water, I would say yes. If you were swinging out of the water while in the water, I would say no. So yeah.
Is there enough of it like close enough to hit like while I'm on the surface? Like,
everything is still underwater.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna go under to it. So okay, cool. Then these are just flat rolls because I'm gonna recklessly attack. Does a 24 hit?
24 will hit. I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Done. 15 plus 7, 20.
Okay, you're good.
3. Okay. Then another. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit, and another Constitution save.
Okay. 19/7, 26. Con saves are my thing, baby.
Yep. If anyone was going to be fighting this thing, it would be you.
And I'm just going to roll the last two together. That's a 20, natural 20, and 14 plus 9, so 23. Yep. So all 4 hit.
And then 2 more con saves.
Okay. Dice encounters 20, and then 18 again.
Okay, so all the cons are good and all 4 hits hit.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll all that damage, but don't let anyone know, because this is where we're actually going to end tonight, as Bit is slashing into this creature beneath. So, thanks for tuning in. Leaving it off on a pretty big cliffhanger, but make sure to tune in next Tuesday at this time, and for the Elysian Odyssey campaign run by Jin. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a fun time, and until then, go check out our Discord where you can find out more about the Elysian Odyssey and talk to these cool people right here. Check out our Patreon. Finally got the Underdark map up on Patreon. Shout out to Verity, you rock. And here's all of our other links. And until the 30th, we'll see you then. So love you, mwah, kisses, goodbye.
Epic.
Epic.